ladies and gentlemen, Jaqui, 10-minute guy. We haven't done one in a while. We're going to do one. This one's going to go really fucking quick because this is a brain-dead fucking character. And also, we were having some discussions before I started the guide, when me and the community were putting the guide together. And there was some debate about the build for Jaqui to like be a good beginner build, but I went with the optimal build. And the reason for that, which we kind of discussed on stream already, is that nobody picks Jaqui for aesthetic reasons. Like, Jackie's kind of a bland generic character. Like, she's just a soldier. Like, she's just, like, she has no story. Her story is everyone else's. Like, Takeda has a story, and Jaqui is his wife. Cassie has a story. Jaqui is her best friend. Jax has a story about dealing with PTSD. Jaqui is his daughter. Like, Jaqui has no story. She has no aesthetics. She's just a chick with fucking army shit, right? So nobody picks Jaqui in a game filled with monsters, ninjas, and robots. Like, people pick Jaqui because they want specifically one thing. They want the fucking power. Even if you're a beginner, a lot of people were saying beginners aren't going to be able to pull off all of this shit with upgraded. Like, it's not easy. And I was like, fuck it. If a beginner is wondering how to play Jaqui, they're not wondering how to play Jaqui that they want to build up to. They want the bullshit. And they're going to drill and grind the bullshit till they can do the bullshit. So I may as well just cover the bullshit, because any other build is just going to get ignored, right? Like, there is like one Jaqui build that everyone's playing. You can experiment, but it's a little like kind of pointless to do so. Either way, why would you pick this character? Because she's quite possibly the best character in the game. There are debates as to whether or not it's her or Cetrion, but as of right now, she is one of the best, if not the best characters in the game. What is her character archetype? Pure rush. She doesn't do anything but rush down. She is, like, you know how, like, Stephanie McMahon is always saying, oh, they're kind of good in the mid-range with some zoning, and that's like half the cast? No. Okay, Jaqui is not good in the mid-range, and she has almost no zoning, right? She has a little bit with this build, but Jaqui is all rush. She gets in there, she pressures you, she mixes you with strike throw, and hits you with big fucking combos for half your health that you can't break out of. And she just doesn't stop hitting you. That's Jaqui. Pure rush. If you want to get in, you want to stay in, they will never escape. They cannot run. They cannot defend. You will overwhelm them. This is the character for you. That's all you want. You just got to get in. Now, as far as her build, what we have is the grenade launcher, right? And that gives you that, right? You can kind of amplify it. What's important about this is it's a projectile that if it hits the ground, it puts fire on the ground and creates a dot. But if it hits them, right, it actually puts the dot on them. So, like, you can kind of throw that out. Like, you can do an up one, you can do a down one. If you amplify it, she shoots one forward, right? But the idea is to get the dot out. And the whole point of this is to, like, do it during that shit, right? You do her, like, leap and then combo into that. And then now, during your combo, they're getting the dot. The other move, which we kind of, like, talked about, was the Bionic Bounce. So these are the grenade launchers. They all come with her build, right? If you grab the grenade launchers, it turns them all into the blue shit. And then we have the move that allows her to amplify those moves in the air. And then we have the Bionic Bounce. So she's got that one. She's got a far one. If I can do it. There we go. There's the far one. And then she's got a short one. The far one and the short one take bar. This is part of her game plan. It's all about leaps. So you're going to sit there, you're going to do your string, and you're going to jump, and then you're going to keep your pressure going, right? And you can do, you know, shrapnel, and then you keep your combo going. That's how the leap works, all right? I don't play Jaqui that much, but I fought a million of them. I know what she does. That's what you want to do. You want to leap in. That's it. She has other special moves, right? Other special moves are going to be Bionic Dash, Grease Kick. Okay, so Bionic Dash is just your punch, right? This is long range. It's death on block. It's minus 13, and it is a high. So if they neutral duck, then she can catch a crushing blow. Generally speaking, you're going to be using this move at like range 3, 2, and 3 to look for a whiff punish. It's also a nifty mix-up on this, right? So you can do this. That's a mid. That's a high. So they start neutral ducking to block the high, which is your dash punch as you're trying to get in, right? They start neutral ducking. You can hit that as a mid to check them from neutral ducking, looking for the dash punch. Her other special move is going to be Grease Kick. You hold it down. She does that. If you hold the button down and then push R1, she launches them. It's just a regular ass launcher. That's it. Just hit confirm into it. You don't use it too much in this build because she's got the leaps that can extend her combos. But it is nifty if you want to go for gimmicks. I know Slayer is famous for doing this shit, like down poke into grease kick, right? You just poke them and then grease kick, and if they try to contest it, you get a combo. It is death on block like other combo launchers, so like, you know, maybe hit confirm it. But she has ways of keeping herself from being punished, because if you do down back 4 and hold the button, right, she does the whole thing. If you release it, she finishes it, right? So like she'll always do at least one kick, but if you let it go right away, she just does one kick, right? So when you release the button and they get that last kick, that's when they're going to be looking to punish you. But you can play games to kind of change your timing to throw them off on the grease kick. It's still unsafe. It's still risky as fuck. It's still kind of stupid. But you can do it as a gimmick every now and then to catch your opponent slipping. Now, as far as her important moves, she doesn't have very many important moves. You could basically run the whole fucking match with just these moves. Like, this is, like I said, Jaqui is pretty brain dead, so to make her work, it doesn't take a lot, but it is going to take a lot of execution. So let's go over her most important moves. Her first important move is going to be 1-1. That's her jab string, right? And the reason why this is important is because it's +2 on block. Jaqui has plus frames. She has frame traps. Every kind of rush down you can think of, she's got. All right, now her mix-ups are kind of trash. Her overhead low mix-up is kind of trash, but she does still have it. For the most part, you're going to be using 1-1. It starts with a high, second hit's a mid. It comes out in 11 frames, and it gives you +2 on block, which is stupid cheap. And if you want, you can just add the last hit in the middle of your hit confirms. You can throw a special move on there as well. So there is a third hit to the 1-1 string, but you're mostly using that in combos. For the most part, you're using 1-1 to get the plus frames to start everything else. Her next most important move is going to be forward 2-1 or forward 1-2. Forward 1-2 starts off of forward 1, which is an 11 frame mid. It's got stumpy range. It's -4 on block, but it gives you an 11 frame mid at really close range that you can hit confirm. You also use this in combo fodder, like when you launch them with grease kick, you'll hit forward 1-2 to extend your combos. But for the most part, you're just using this as a really quick mid that you can use in the short range, and oftentimes it's after 1-1. So like most of the time, your Jaqui pressure, right, if we set him to block, right, she's going to get her plus frames and then go into the mid, right? And this is like, for the most part, Jaqui pressure. The next part of Jackie's pressure is going to be forward 3-1, right? And it's got a last hit, forward 3-1-4. Forward 3-1-4, where is it? Forward 3-1-4, and then there's a grab at the end. You only use the grab to finish combos, but for the most part, you're looking for forward 3-1 and forward 3-1-4. They're both safe on block, and forward 3 is a 9-frame mid. This is one of the fastest mids in the game, and it's an advancing mid. It's broken. Like, she moves forward with one of the fastest mids in the game, and it's an easy hit confirm, right? So even if you're not into the Bionic Bounce shit, you could still do an easy stagger, right? You can go 1-1, stagger into that, and then that, and then that to fish for combos if you can't do the Bionic Bounce shenanigans. But forward 3-1, if you look at the hitbox, she lifts her leg up and walks forward, right? And she leans back a little bit, right? She kind of sways back. So it has an interesting hitbox and an interesting attack box. The attack box is interesting because it comes out in 9 frames. It's a mid. But her hitbox is interesting because she lifts up her leg, right? So low pokes, because her leg is off the ground, and the only way you can hit her low is her back leg, she actually goes over down 3s and down 4s. So if you're doing this and you're worried about them poking on you, you can backdash and go like backdash, like a micro backdash, and go into forward 3, and you'll blow up them trying to do it down 1. What's even more fucked up is because she sways, right? She kind of leans back. It also blows up jabs. So you do your pressure, you back up. If they tried to jab, boom, you stop them. They try to down 1, boom, you stop them. Forward 3, this is why they call Jaqui a one-move character. Because at the end of the day, if you can get into range where I can do forward 3 and it will make contact on hit or block, then I pretty much just kind of do that. Like, I either do that or I do something that sets it up, you know, like 1-1, and then I'll go into forward 3, right? Like, forward 3 is the basis of everything that is Jaqui. If there was a move that is the most important move to learn as a Jaqui main, it's forward 3. So just practice the shit out of doing different things out of forward 3, and you'll be all right. Everything else just kind of orbits and complements the forward 3. Her next most important move is going to be back 3-4. Okay, now she has a follow-up of back 3-2-4 and back 3-4, right? But for the most part, back 3 is kind of useless on its own. It's just a low. It's a very slow low. But what you're looking for is back 3-4, right? Now, back 3-4, what that does is it gives you 4 frames of block advantage. So you'll do this, right? Boom, and then right into that, right? It's all about getting the plus frame. So you stagger this. This can be interrupted, right? So if she goes for the whole string, you can actually hit her before the knee comes out. Right? Before she does the knee, you can jab her. So it is kind of risky. Also, if you can jab her, you can flawless block it. Also, if she does this, right? So she does back 3-4. Boom, she's at +4. You know she's either going to do strike or throw. If you read the strike, you can fish for a flawless block there. So those of you budding Jaqui mains, do note that even though you're at plus frames with this string, there is still risk involved in it. People will look to interrupt or flawless block the second hit, or flawless block, right? Because you'll go for this, and then you'll try to poke, and they'll try to flawless block that, right? And so the way to beat that is to just do the other half of the string, right? The back 3-2-4 ends in an overhead. Back 3-2-4 is pretty safe, -12 on block, but because of the pushback, it's not always punished. It is punishable, and I believe there's a flawless block gap on this, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. Not many people use that string for that purpose, and the last hit is an overhead, but people don't use that for mix-ups. People use that string to catch you trying to interrupt back 3-4 or trying to flawless block back 3-4. That's what this string was built for. So, again, be safe, right? You can throw it out and stagger just back 3, back 3-2, and you're at -3. It's safer to do that. But there is play versus counterplay in looking for that plus frames, right? There's ways of getting it, and there's ways of beating it if someone is abusing it on you. Her next important move is going to be back 2. This is her advancing mid, right? Now back 2, it's slow, starts up in 18 frames, but it has a lot of range. So like, even though it's 18 frames, this is still pretty good range. And if you do back 2-2, she has a second hit on that, and the second hit is -7, so still relatively safe. And we kind of covered the back 2-2 and the dash punch. Back 2-2 is also special cancelable. You can do that. Doesn't really combo off of anything other than the dash punch because it launches them off, right? So pretty much all you're getting is that, unless you equip the knee. But back 2-2 is how you get in. When you're at this range, right, and you're looking to do this, but you can't because you're too far away, and you do that. If they got hit, it launches them far away, so you're going to have to get back into range. But if they block it, you're relatively safe, and you can start your stupid Jaqui shit. Like, that's it. So, going into conclusion, what is her important range? Jaqqui's most important range is, like, between 1 and 2, right? Where you can do this. Anytime I can do this, that's the range I want to be. That's it, right? If I'm way over here, it's not even a bad range because I can do that, and now I can do that. And if you're full screen and you do that, you can get a jump in off of it, right? Usually they'll do jump 1, right? Jump 1 off of the forward leap, and then go for a full combo there. You'll want to practice that. She is a very high execution character. She does take a lot of work with your hands to be able to do all the down-up forwards and down-up grenade launchers. It's not easy, but with like a week of practice, you could get most of her shit down. Like I've spent maybe an hour practicing some of her optimals, and like I can get them pretty consistently after just an hour in practice mode. So if you're a budding Jaqui main, within a week, you'll be able to pull off all of her hard shit. It's not that hard, but do note, like, again, I didn't make this one for beginners. Beginners, like, here's what you start with and then grow from there. I just kind of threw you in the deep end and said, this is what you do if you play Jaqui. She's pretty brain dead. Now go practice your execution, right? That's Jaqui in a nutshell. That's the Jaqui 10-minute guide. And thank you guys very much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And smoke weed and watch wrestling. Yeah, that would be my closing statement.